So I've talked to you about the first 6 months of trucking. I probably painted a pretty negative picture. What I'm trying to do is be realistic with you. Now to get to the positive side. I talked about the reason that I'm still out here is because A, I find pleasure in it more than I would putting together 2 jobs I can find at home. B, what I've not mentioned are the benefits, the insurance, the retirement. It's a good sound package from a large corporation. We have over 3,000 trucks on the road. Been in business for, I believe, over 18 years. So it's a good, solid company to wrap up life with. Personally, I don't ever want to retire. I want to drive, and benefits are a big deal once you're over 44, like I am. So there you have it. C, you got to have a dream, a vision of where you want to go, what you want to be. And the further you get, once you hit your 1-year mark, your 2-year mark, and your 3-year mark, more and more opportunities start to open up. And you start being able to make modifications in what it is and how it is that you do this for a living. I know of guys that have been in the business 6+ years, and they're doing the exact same lifestyle that they did the first 6 months that I described. And they don't see a way out of it. And I'll tell you right now, they're out of shape. Their clothes are filthy. They don't present themselves well. There's a lot of things that you need to aim to do if you want those other opportunities. Let me give you an example. When I used to live in Las Vegas, and I shaved the beard and goatee that I had at the time, I believe. I still kept my cowboy boots. I wore $2,000 suits. Well, let's back up. So I moved to Vegas, and I'm working in casino management. And at first I started at $15 an hour. But out of my own pleasure, I started investing in myself. I started working out. I ate well. I supplemented well. And I made myself look and feel good. I then started turning to clothing. I eventually got to where I was wearing $2,000 a day in clothing, Italian suits, ties, expensive belts, and everything. And I was doing it for me, and for a good professional image at work. Well, next thing I know, I started getting more opportunities. I got promotions. I went from $15 an hour to $50 an hour. I got into some very big gigs working around, but then Kevin's not with because it's not my style. But Janet Jackson, Paris Hilton, David Hasselhoff, his dressing room used to be right on the other side of my office. We shared the same hallway, and I ran into him a lot. I've seen back in my office area, Kevin Costner. Anyway, the list goes on and on. The point is, I invested in myself, and my opportunities presented themselves to me. People wanted and needed what I had to offer by simply investing in myself. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say trucking is no different. Okay? So you got to get up. You got to shower if you can. After 6 months, I'm at the 6-month mark, and I'm going to start trying to get to where I'm showering every day, because that's a very big deal. That will make you stand out as a driver to the big contract guys. For example, when I hauled for a Texas oil company, you know, they were very clean, very professional company, and me rolling in sweaty, dirty, stinky, you know, doesn't set me apart. But if I come in showered, clean shave, which I do, teeth brushed, I try to brush my teeth as soon as I get out of the truck and meet a shipper or receiver, just to freshen up. So shower, shave, brush your teeth, dress. Let's talk about dress. Dress nice, dress in your own personal style, but dress nice. For example, I wear $175 Ariat boots, unfortunately made in China. I'm not happy about that. I wear Wrangler jeans of type 13MWZs that have been popular amongst cowboys for about 3 generations, maybe more. I wear the 13MWZs. I have a dressy leather belt, Western style. I have Montana Silversmith belt buckle that's worth over $100. I have a money clip that's all Montana Silversmith work. I have a pocket watch that's all Montana Silversmith work. I wear Stetson shirts and whatnot. And work right now for my work hat. I've had this hat for years. This is cinch, but I've got a Stetson on order for when I talk to those Texas boys. They know what I'm wearing. They can tell by the hat band, and they know how much it costs. So invest in yourself. I had my dog. I have an American Akita. He chipped a tooth here, and then also knocked one loose here, which has made this one. That one got pulled, and then this one is shifted. So I used to have a perfect smile. I'm going to get that fixed. I'm going to invest in myself. Get that chip fixed. Get that tooth fixed. Okay? Any dental work you need to get done, because that is a huge part of your presentation to somebody on a conscious or subconscious level that says this person's of sound mind, sound body, sound health, and we admire that and we want that around us. Okay? So things like that are a big deal. So invest in yourself. Shower, shave, brush your teeth, dress, eat well, be careful. Don't annihilate your gut. You know, get rid of the spare tire. It can be done. I'm going to start working on fitness. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. I'm going to show you by example by doing it. Like I said, I used to be in the military. I used to be a personal fitness trainer. I used to play rugby. So I know how to do it and do it right. Now, granted, the way I'm going to do things are going to be a bit hardcore for a lot of people. I don't recommend it unless you have experience in powerlifting or heavy farm work, heavy ranch work. Those that don't have that experience, you're going to want to do something far more light and far more repetitious, and you're going to have to find other resources out there because I'm going to be doing squats and deadlifts and other power lifts with snow chains and with a military duffel bag and whatnot. So they're going to be hardcore. They're going to be high risk for injury if you don't know what you're doing, especially bent over rows. Anyway, moving forward. So shower, shave, brush your teeth, dress, eat, exercise. Okay, another thing I'm going to recommend. I have it here. I personally am weak at this, and I'm finding the nation entire is absolutely bombing on this. And unfortunately, it has to do with our education system. But grammar and vocabulary have absolutely gone to crap. See, there we go. I can't have absolutely fallen apart in the last 30 years. Okay? If you want a professional contract, if you want a professional position, you've got to speak the language of the professional. And words like crap and shit and oh my gosh, those aren't professional terminal. See? Again, I'm struggling with my own language because I've gotten into the layman lazy vocabulary. You need to be able to think in your head. Was that a properly structured sentence? Okay, I'm talking about money here, and it's not that complicated. Get English grammar for dummies if you have to. Learn 5 new English words a day. Paying particular attention to learning the spelling, because when you do written documentation, that can make you look like an uneducated man as well. Well spoken, well presented is a big deal. Another problem I have, eye contact. It's a self-confidence issue, and it's because I haven't been working out, I haven't been working on myself, and that also reflects in what you do. Now, I'm not saying that if you do all these things, you're going to get rich as a trucker. Personally, this is just me, personally, I feel to run on your own as an independent operator and really do well, you've got to have a business degree. Because I have talked to a man with a business degree who owns a trucking company and is a driver himself full-time, and he even said that in his trucking education, or I'm sorry, in his business degree, they never taught him what to do when a business fails. And because of that, he's had to have a business fail and then learn from those mistakes, and now he's on a second business as a driver slash operator with multiple trucks. And so his recommendation to me, without a business degree, is find a company, a good company that takes good care of me and has a matching 401k plan, and let them deal with the headaches of running a business. Okay? Plus, they're also going to take care of all your maintenance. If your rig's down, they're going to get you another rig. They're going to keep you busy. That's how my company is. I remember one time my rig was in the shop, and they said, "Okay, go ahead and take unit and head off to Mesa, Arizona. And once your rig's back done, we'll haul you back." It kept me busy. It kept me going. I'm making money. It didn't cost me a penny. If I got to stay in a hotel, my company pays for it. So I'm well taken care of. Yes, I could make more money, but it would also take a lot more time. Now I got to stop driving. I've got to contact brokers. I've got to share my money with the brokers. Or if I self-broker, then I've got to shut down to get out there and negotiate contracts. It's a lot of work. And my honest belief, well, I know for a fact in my company, which I won't mention out, anyway, out of my company, I just had a message pop up. Let me get rid of that. All right. My company, there's some guys that are owner-operators, but they work for the company that are making $200,000 minus their expenses, which will be about 50%, your fuel, your maintenance, your repairs. They're making about $100,000. They're taking home about $100,000 a year. Okay? So it can be done with a corporation. You can do it. And and 100,000 is pretty darn good out here in the trucking industry. So anyway, moving forward. Have your dreams. Not only do I have my dreams, but I keep them right here in my pocket. I always have them on me. And I have what's called my core dreams, all right? You got to have a foundation, a core, a skeletal structure of what it is that you want. And into that, you can add all the other things. Okay, for example, I'd like a couple horses, a good couple quarter horses that are good around elk kills, and we can bring in elk off the mountain type of thing. I'll need a trainer that they live with and are trained with and are kept in condition with, for example. But that's not a skeletal structural goal. That's not what gets me there, okay? So when we talk about my structural goals, I have them, and then once I have them, I put them in chronological order. So for example, number one, for the next 6 months, I want to haul all load types. I want to know what's out there. I want to experience anything and everything that I can possibly experience in hauling or even in observation of other people hauling. For example, heavy equipment loads might be something that you're interested in. You're not going to haul that your first 6 months. You're not going to do oversized loads. So you can watch and you can make note and talk to people. All right, so number one, all load types. Category 2, I want to keep hauling oil supply stuff, or what I should say is hauling support materials for oil drilling companies, particularly out of Texas. I enjoy the Texans. I enjoy conversation, I enjoy their style, and we can have good conversations, being that I'm a Utahn and of agricultural background. All right, and I also want to haul hay for the dairies. Now I have personal reasons for that. A, I want to take care of the dairymen. B, there's a tremendous value in milk itself. Not financial value, health value for the nation. Okay, this has to do with the nation. Has to do with the well-being of the nation. All right, but I won't go into the details on that. I'll just put it at that and move forward. Okay, that was a level 2. Another level 2 is after 1 year, I have a route that I want to do. I want to have about a 5-day route. It doesn't matter that it's 5 days, but basically what I want to do is I want to run a dedicated run. Well, let's back up on that. Dedicated usually means you're working for the same people, hauling the same load, all that stuff. Basically what I want to do is I want to start my work week in Austin, Texas, or Houston, Austin or Houston, shoot on up, hit whatever cities I got to hit for drops or loads, all the way to Kansas City. Then I want to go over to Colorado Springs. From Colorado Springs, I want to go up to Cheyenne. From Cheyenne, I want to go over to Rock Springs. Then I want to drop down to Salt Lake City, where my parents are, make sure they're okay, visit with them, see how they're doing. And then I want to drop down to southeastern Utah. And then I want to cross over Wolf Creek Pass, southern Colorado. Then come back across the panhandle of Oklahoma, and then drop back down into Texas, back down to Austin and Houston again. And somewhere in there, taking a 2 days off. Now, if I can do all that in 5 days, great. If I have to do it in 7 days, fantastic. I'll work a rotation of 7 days on, 2 days off. But at the 1 year mark, I start getting to where I can negotiate those types of things. I can start requesting those types of things and have the company say, you know what? He's not nagging. He's not giving us an ultimatum. He's earned this. And the bigger the company is that you have, the more contracts they have around the nation, the more feasible that type of request is. All right? Now, ideally in there, I'll tell them, I want to, in that route, I want to haul hay to dairies as much as possible, and I want to haul oil company support stuff. Now, if you think, well, he's hauling oil company support to make more money, they're not. It's the same pay rate as any other load. It's just that here's the fact, folks. I talked about trucking and how if it wasn't for trucking, we'd really have a hard time getting goods to people that need the goods. For example, mother gets up in the middle of the night, she's out of baby formula. She goes to the store with her list. She presents that to the store. The store takes that list and presents their list in advance to their distribution center. Distribution center says, hey, somebody's got to go from here in Northern California to there in Wisconsin and go get the baby formula. Not that that's where it's made, but I'm just saying for example. So now somebody's got to go out there. Well, hey, that's me. That's what we do. We haul in bulk most of the time. So the OTR drivers, that is. So I'm going to go all the way over there. I'm going to get that baby formula, and I'm going to bring it back in advance so that that woman has it to feed her baby. Okay? So you as an OTR trucker are critical to the nation's comfort and survival every single day. And the thing of it is, if you don't have engine lubricant, oil, and if you don't have fuel for freight that travels by you as a trucker, travels by rail, which is diesel, they're diesel engines, or travels by plane, jet fuel, which I'm pretty confident is oil-based, we've got nothing. You soon learn out here why we go to war over oil. Oil is a big deal. If we don't have it, we shut down and we crumble. I mean, we absolutely crumble. The only military equipment that's going to run without oil is anything that's nuclear based, and even then it probably needs oil for lubricant. So we have no choice. We've painted ourselves into a corner in needing oil until something else comes out that is affordable, available, and of proper quality. Okay? Alright, moving forward. Texas route. Okay, once with my company I'm running that type of run, I'm going to start talking to the big oil drilling companies about maybe some other contracts that we can do that are of higher worth. I may personally invest in a trailer. Trailer's a nice investment because I can always sell it. But anyway, my belief is if I get sick or I get injured or I get ill and I got the trailer, it's a lot easier to resolve any issues with that than if I had a tractor. Okay, so my dream is to get a quad, a 3-in-1, a 3 with a drop axle, flatbed trailer, and tell my company, who is a van carrier, hey, you know, if I buy this trailer and I get us the contracts, or even, you know, can my dispatcher find the loads? If I get this trailer, what do you think? Can we haul some flatbed stuff, of which I haul? You know, we also in my fleet have drop axle Volvos. So I might say, hey, we can haul heavy stuff for Texas back and forth to Colorado, North Dakota, wherever we go. I can start hauling heavier stuff and we can get some bigger load money if I buy this trailer and if I am given one of these drop axle trucks. That's an ability that I have now and that will grow as I move forward in the industry, in experience, in self-presentation, and in negotiation skills. I'm going to read, I'm going to study. I think that might be, anyway, might be time for me to pull in, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to read and study negotiations, communications, things like that on the side that I can, so that I have those increased skills, because I've done it in Las Vegas. I've done it before. I've went from $15 an hour to $50 an hour without a change in education. It was just simply a change in presentation and self-confidence and a basic inherent ability to appease clients and nurture and maintain contracts. But I want to grow on that. I want to improve on that. So that would be the next deal, is let's see if we can get some of these bigger oil contracts. I want to work oil. I want that oil income. But I believe in commitment and dedication. And my company has taken such good care of me that I don't want to have to leave them ever. I want to say, hey, I want that money. How about we work together and we both get that money? Okay? Commitment, dedication. All right. No, moving forward. And then I have other personal things that I want to do. I want to start helping out the dairy farmer. Dairy farmers are in depends on the farm, but at least with your small farm dairies, they're hurting. And a lot of them are going under. And I want to do something to say, hey, I'm making this chunk of change with the oil industry. How can I donate a portion of what I make, what I benefit from the oil industry, to the small dairy farmer? How can I help him get his hay for less? Can I give him some kind of rebate? Can I make donations? What can I do to help the dairy farmer who's struggling? Okay? That's another vision that I have. Out of my own pocket, not out of the company's. Out of my own pay, how can I help that dairyman? Let's see. And then eventually I would like to have my own tractor truck, and that would come from the oil money. I would like a Kenworth 900, and it's going to cost me in fuel. There'll be sacrifices in fuel expenses out of my own pocket. But come on, you only live once, and who doesn't want to drive a Kenworth 900? Come on. I've done it. In CDL school I drove one, and I loved it. And so there you go. Let's see, and that's with the drop axle, by the way, if you are putting that on a wish list that you want to donate to me. Okay, now that I've got all that, then I move forward to, well, okay, once I've got all that, I'd like to buy a home. I'd like to buy property in Texas. Give me I'd like 5 acres. I'd like a home on that, fenced, starting out with just a platform and a 5th wheel trailer, because I'm never home. So buy the property, make sure I've got water, make sure I've got sewer. I'll run off solar electricity, start out in a 5th wheel camper, and then I'll start having a home built, paying cash for it, working through the oil industry bit by bit. And then I like my horses. And then we start getting into all the personal things. You know, having time to teach hunter's education again. Those 2 days off, having time to go hunt, have time to go fish, have time to work in the garden, work on crops, work on orchard trees on my property. things like that. And then we start expanding, okay? We get into our personal dreams. But my point is, get past your first 6 months, come out a driver that somebody wants and needs, and then build on it. But don't stay stagnant. Don't be one of those guys that 6 years from now is doing the exact same thing you did your first 6 months. Okay? Alright, I think that about does it. Like I say, things that I'll go ahead and continue to videotape as I progress on them include, let's see, fitness, and I think that's really about it. I'll get into the fitness part of it, and as far as injuries and things like that come from the fitness videos, I'm just showing you what I do. I don't recommend them. I'm not telling you to do them. I'm just showing you what I do to give you an idea that it can be done out here, and how. Okay? Alright, I'm out.